2, 1.
Good evening, fellow furs from South Africa, and from I told you. I told you.
Wait, hold on. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. I'm getting feedback and echoes and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, was it somebody else? Not me. Okay.
No, I don't know. It was somebody else. Anyways, welcome to South-Afrifur the podcast. Today we have myself from Pretoria / Johannesburg, which I keep on saying, but I'm not from there. From Cape Town, and in the same house today, Scratch and Inpw.
Hi.
And also, finally, from the Gauteng region, Valerion.
Valerion,
Say hello,
you there?
Valerion. Valerion?
Hi there.
Yay! Yeah,
Hi.
and today we are going to be talking about something that we've been talking about, between I think to an extent, the four of us, mostly just myself and Valerion, and then also myself and Inpw. And
Yeah,
Raccoon is
sorry.
also... Shut the hell up. Raccoon has also been involved in the process, but we're going to be talking about the idea of having an actual fur meet, furry convention.
A large fur meet may be convention not. Or maybe
Convention, yes. Look, the
Yeah,
thing is that if you have an outside venue that caters for X, Y, and Z, then it should be considered a convention.
Yeah,
Remember, I mean, the very first Anthrocon convention had how many people?
Not a lot.
4.
Checking.
Was it like
Checking.
75 or something?
Oh, okay, well, then there we go. So, yes, convention then.
So,
Sorry, I'm just searching for a GIF of this image that I have on the stream now, because it's funny as hell.
Okay. Let me see. 1997 started. They don't have numbers. Okay, 1997's Albany Anthrocon had 500 people.
okay, so a little bit more than 75.
A little bit more, just, tiny little bit more. But then again, remember, it started there since the 1980s, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, so there
If
was
you look at the
like
smaller-
weeks before it was a convention.
Yeah. If you can actually see that, if you look at something like Brazil's Anthrocon, or Brazil's, version of Anthrocon, they also started with like 50 people. It's the same thing with Camp Feral,
Mm-hmm.
which is now a full-fledged con.
I still want to go to Camp Feral. Sounds really
I
fun.
would love to go to Camp Feral. Anyway, so, like I said, we were speaking with Valerion and Raccoon and the four of us. And the thing is that one of the things that we were looking at is that I know that Raccoon has actually already mentioned that he doesn't necessarily know whether having it in where we're going to have it, which is Bloemfontein, might be a good idea, depending on like bus travel costs and things like that. But the thing is that we were wondering whether you people may actually be able to weigh in on this as a point. Give us questions, give us questions, ask us answers, and let's see whether we can find our way through this. Because at this point, I mean, one of the reasons why, and because I was sort of starting up a little strange document that was attempting to be a business document, but it never actually did what it needed to do. I actually found out costs and things like that directly afterwards, but we'll speak about that later if it's necessary. But one of the reasons why I would actually choose Bloemfontein as a con area is because it is technically the most central big town between Cape Town and Johannesburg. And the thing is that people would, yes?
And that there is a venue there that we can use.
Yeah. We do have a venue there, and the thing is that I'm going to get there The idea is that if we used UFS's campus, because UFS during the holidays opens up their campus doors or dorms to outside people, and at a really really cheap price for that matter.
Well, it's
And
dorms.
the thing is
it's
that-
just a roof
Yeah.
over your head.
It's pretty much a roof over your head, but I mean most of them are 2-bedroom. There are a couple of singles, and there's actually a hotel on campus,
Ooh.
which is actually pretty awesome. Yes, we'll all be convicts because we're in dorms, and those dorms are gated, and there's a way that you have to get in and out. So yes, maybe we're convicts.
No, you're not convicts. It's there's security. That's what you mean.
Yes. Now the thing is that, like I said, they can actually their only issue and their only limit is that there have to be 50 people who are able to go to these dorms. Otherwise, it's not economically feasible for them. And the thing is that the other thing that I'm also trying to talk about is the fact that the campus itself is completely enclosed. It has very, very little connection outside world. And the thing is that would mean that those of us who don't want to necessarily be in the public eye or the actual public eye, there'll probably be a whole bunch of academics walking around and this and that, so that might be interesting to look at.
Get approached
oddly
by
enough,
so
that's
many
exact-
psychology majors.
It's like, what the hell are you guys doing?
People gonna walk around.
I could
And, what the?
Tell them it's a
Somebody
costume
try-
party.
It is a costume party. A 2-day costume party.
We're fur, get used to it.
Yeah, that's what I will tell them.
Yeah.
We're fur.
One of the other sort of logistics that I haven't necessarily worked out yet, and I haven't sent an email to the lady yet, is whether we can actually have, because the thing is that now the prices that we were looking at actually also involves two venues as well, and and I mean the thing is that what I would like to use, or one of the venues could be our little like party venue, and the other one could be, you know, a general meetup and do stuff venue. And the thing is that like, as logistics that I also need to consider is the idea of having a bar in the area. But then again, I'm also getting too far ahead of myself.
Very far.
Which is one of the reasons why we're having this conversation.
The thing with a bar is it requires a little bit of a legal route to get through, like liquor licensing and all these type of things. Now, what I'm
Ek is jammer dat ek so vir jou in die rede val. But the thing is that one of the reasons why I'm mentioning this as well is the idea that you can hire staff from a bar in the area to go there and then use their liquor license for that evening.
Oh, okay, right. If you can do that, then it's fine. But on Bloemfontein campus, is the bar close by to the it's a campus. There is a bar on a campus, unless stuff changed since
There is
I
no
was in
bar.
here.
There is no bar on campus in Bloemfontein.
Are
not
you
that I know of.
serious?
I'm absolutely serious.
Well, there-
The nearest bar, however, is about a 10-minute walk away.
What type of campus is this?
It's an enclosed campus. It's not like Stellenbosch where everyone has free reign of everything. UCT also
Like I
doesn't have
said,
a
it is
bar
an
on their
yeah.
campus. It's just up on a
Same thing
hill.
with UWC.
Yeah.
Except the only place that does have a bar on its campus is UP. But the thing is that all the residences are outside the campus.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
We just have to be very careful there. Some of the universities might have rules against alcohol on campus, especially. So it might be better to actually go off campus for that.
Yeah, but then again, driving and drinking and stuff.
If it's a 10-minute walk, it should be okay.
Yeah.
It will, however, be in at night, and I've been to
At the end of
Bloemfontein at the
winter.
exact. I've also look. The other thing is that we were thinking June, July specifically because it's really cold, so those people with fursuits will be more than comfortable. And the thing is that you can do something about the cold. You can't do something about the heat.
That is true.
It's much better in July. I'm sorry. And another thing is that people should also realize is Bloemfontein probably gets like really cold during winter time. So yeah,
it does. Like almost snow level. Like
something
so.
Now,
in the negatives there.
I know that some people are going to ask at some point. You know, it's Cape Town and it's Johannesburg. Why don't we have them in either one of those two venues? And I've been thinking about this, and one of the reasons that it couldn't be like that is because what we want to do is we want to create, or at least what I would like to do, is that I would like to create a venue, a place that we can all go to, that nobody goes home for anything, and they stick around and they're able to sort of meet each other on all levels, on all different playing fields, both drunk and sober, and happy and not happy, and inside a room. But then again, you're not allowed to do that. They have specific rules against that. Yeah, they do have specific rules against that. They did send me a rule list, and I'm looking for my lighter now. There it is. The thing is that... Look under your chair! No, but the thing is that, like, if we hold it in either Cape Town or in Johannesburg or Pretoria, it's the fact that people have the option to go home and they don't have to pay for, like, you know, all the little extras that they're supposed to, like, be getting and things like that. And what makes UFS good is the fact that, you know, for the price that may be paid, we're still actually sort of working that out. It's actually really, really central. It's a nice place to go to. I mean, the campus itself is absolutely beautiful to look at. It really is something really nice.
And the thing is, if you're there, you're there, and then you have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Put on sunglasses. Not in a bad way, but it makes things more fun for everybody. Otherwise, you know, I know how many of these things work, because people kind of don't want to stick around. Or you guys know the stories. You can hold a thing like that, but we regarding getting everybody there, this is probably the major obstacle. I think it's easy to hold a gathering like that, but getting everybody there, getting people to agree from Cape Town to head to Bloemfontein and from Johannesburg to head to Bloemfontein, that is actually the main concern. But that's why I don't know if we want to discuss this just yet, but there's a plan for that, to get people up and down.
Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, there are about two options. People can carpool.
Yes.
And aside from that, I mean, like, as far as I've heard, Doge at one point mentioned to me that if you book early enough through Intercape, I mean, to get from Johannesburg one way all the way to Cape Town is 250 Rand.
Yeah, and if you carpool with somebody, it can even cost less or more depending. It's just that you have to understand that if you carpool with somebody, you need your luggage and everything with. Mm-hmm. So yeah. it gets to it can work. It's expensive to drive alone, but it's not expensive to drive with people. You can literally make it a lot cheaper just by organizing a bunch of the people together, having a car, and moving.
I mean,
up.
if somebody has like buckies, or if somebody drives buckies from one area to the other area, you can easily fit about five or six furs.
Yes,
I know that Yote has a van.
Now with the problem with all the luggage and everything like that, buckies, I don't know, it can work. But you won't be able to transport 5 or 6 furs because everybody's shit needs to go with them.
Yeah.
Mm. This is true. At any rate, like what is awesome about let's see, Beaverlack. Let me have a look at it. Everybody has everybody had a look at this Beaverlack one? This is loading really long. Beaverlack.
Inform me of it. I am.
See, now this is a campsite. And dogs cost 50
I'm not
rand
really
per night.
into camping, sadly.
See, there we go.
And
That's exactly what I was talking about. When
55 rand per person, which is absolutely wonderfully cheap. But at the end of the day, it's not. There's the shops sell wood, beer, wine, ice, bread, snacks, and other basic items.
Also. Can I reiterate my previous statement? It's Bloemfontein in the dead of winter.
Yes.
I'd rather have a roof over my head than a tent
Yeah.
flapping in the wind.
But the other thing is when you deal with campsites, remember we're not always talking about camping in a tent. Normally these places have cabins and stuff. But that can work out a lot more expensive than the university option.
Or someone goes as far as bringing the glamping gear along.
They're what now?
Glamping, glamorous camping, like a shit ton of electronics, a big ass like
a caravan with like a huge dish for the DSTV and stuff
yeah,
like
that's
that.
glamping.
Well, that would work for me because then I can watch the rugby.
In June, July, yeah, cool. There'll be rugby on there. But then again, we can actually watch. Like, if you actually want to go out for a rugby game, then I mean, like, there is a bar 10 minutes walk away.
By the way, Stormers beat the Bulls.
Who are you gloating to?
Yeah, because none of us are Bulls supporters, by the way.
I just thought I'd get that in there.
Unless Valerian is one.
Valerian
I
doesn't
think
watch
Valerian's
rugby.
I was thinking that you'd be a lion. Maybe I'm a lion.
You know that I'm from a free state, right?
This should be cheetah.
Maybe I'm a cheetah.
My brother is a cheetah supporter, yes.
Oh, I support the cheetahs too. I like the cheetahs. I just don't hate the sharks or the bulls.
The Sharks, yeah. Anyway, we're getting off topic, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, we're veering into sport again. We've did this before.
So, any case, so main plan. Can I give prices, Val?
Yeah, why not?
For the basic package, we're looking at 1,200 rand per person. This includes bedding for 2 nights. This includes your bedding. This includes, I think most of the rooms have heaters in them. It has bedding there. It has, like I said, it's also got single rooms, but most of them will be double rooms. I was actually at double room price, 1,200 rand per person for both nights. And it also includes both venues for 2 days. And 2 meals per person.
I'd just like to mention that we still need to run all of the financials very carefully to see whether we're going to afford all of that. So this is just indications at this point.
This is estimates, sort of how the thing flows. That's what I was.
This is the very first look. This is the very first quote that I got, and it works out to about 60,000 rand in total, which works out for 50 people, 1,200.
And remember, this is not a quote to stay at a place for that price. This is a quote to stay at it and hold the FurryCon.
Yeah. And the thing is that we've been looking at the numbers from all the other furry cons around and all the other like places and venues, and the prices generally stay around about that same amount. And the thing is that to be able to hold the amount of money that would be necessary. The thing is that obviously this excludes this excludes completely the idea of transport, which at present, if we can't find another way of funding it, transport would be on your own onus.
Yeah, onus.
Oh, fuck off.
Sorry.
Your onus.
Your owners.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, I did. Yeah, that's.
This Eindhoven, it's. I would feel that that's actually a very, very good price for what you're getting, because I know that even for transport, especially in America for Anthrocon, people have to come from Maryland all the way to Pittsburgh or from San Francisco, and these people make those kinds of things. They make the effort to actually be able to do that, and that for me is something interesting to know.
Yeah, well, that happens a lot over the world. It's not just furry conventions that people go out of their way to attend something because it's fun, right? They go out of their way to attend stuff because they want to have fun. So if you're willing to pay that amount and go ahead, it's a really good thing that we can actually start this up, because it will lay down the foundation for. I don't know if you guys want to continue calling it South-Afrifur, but that was what the original planned convention was called, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
that is correct.
One of the other things that we were also considering is that making a payment plan going forward, rather than paying 1,200 rand in bulk, or whatever else. There are other financials that are involved in this, but I mean, for the basic amount, I mean, if it's over a period of 12 months and you pay 1,200 rand in total, say 4 months, say every 4 months you put in 400 rand, then you'll make it by the end of the time. Obviously, we'll have like a cut-off time, etc., which would be sort of there. But I mean, the thing is that at present, this is at least one of the better ideas that we've had. Going to a central-ish location. I know that it's 1,000 kilometers for people from Cape Town, and it's 400 kilometers for people from Pretoria, because I chose it from that side. For Joburg, it would be a little bit less, but not by much. And I mean, the thing is that even then, they also have to come from the East Rand, which is also further-ish away. Yeah, and I mean, like, the thing is that if we're able to make this work, if we're able to see how this goes, then it would actually be a really, really awesome endeavor from everybody to be able to get there. Because like I said, I mean, our minimum limit is 50 people. And that's actually something that needs to be said, is that we need a minimum of 50 people. And I know that for goodness sakes, we can at least get 50 people there. Because I mean, if Keldon or Yukon can get a braai with 26 people, and Cape Town can get a braai with what, 23, 24?
Yeah, we did this already. We reached halfway there, and just with really short notice, tell listen, we're gonna go have a braai, and then it's like 21 people with pitch. Then we're like, oh well, this is amazing. I mean, we didn't expect this, but let's have fun and have a great time. But like I said, we can definitely make 50. It's not that hard if we give it in advance, and if we engage with the community. If we engage a little bit more, it's just financially it will always be.
This is viable.
Financially, it will always be something that you're going to have to pay for. Nothing in this world is for free, unless we go to some open field somewhere and get eaten by lions. And then you still have to pay for the field to get there, by the way.
What we also discussed is the idea of having higher payment tiers with additional benefits attached to them. The super sponsor type idea.
Yes, Ivic also ran that through once with me, but I'm not sure. You guys need to elaborate on that, what exactly the tiers are, if you want to. Well, right now we're not. I don't think we're too sure.
Well, I mean,
no, we're not
at the end of the day,
100% sure yet.
Yeah. We're not 100% sure. We're not 100% sure what we could do physically and what we can't do physically. It depends on how much gets put in. Because the thing is that obviously, like sponsors and super sponsors versus people who are just normal con goers. One of the things that they do in pretty much every other con, which is possibly one of the better ideas that I've seen, is that people who can afford more and aren't necessarily unhappy with the idea of paying more will also get additional benefits. Things like if we had super sponsors, or sponsors, say, would get single rooms to themselves if they choose to use that. Super sponsors would be people who would get positions in the hotel rooms. The thing is that would just make it that little bit sort of, you're special. You've actually contributed enough for us to be able to do all the extra things that we want to do. Because right now we're just looking at bare bones, no desks, no banners, no T-shirts, no anything of the little extras that we really want to do. And the thing is that what sponsors and super sponsors would be able to contribute to would make it that one little step extra for everybody. And the thing is that in doing that, what you're actually doing is that you are contributing to the experience more than you're contributing to, or just contributing to an area where you're going to be able to sleep over and meet other people.
Yeah.
Which means that those people need to get a little bit of extra treatment. And I mean, look
but
at
I
Raccoon.
also suggest...
Yeah?
Yeah. But I also suggest that we make those limited, say only 10 or 15 people in each category. Just, yeah.
I could work.
I'm definitely in. I'm like, I've mentioned this before. I will try my absolute hardest to be a super sponsor. And the thing is that, and now Snowdragon has actually put out that one point that I understand exactly. One of the things that sponsor and super sponsor payments would also possibly, and this is up in the air, this is something to be debated. If we make enough money, if we do get, say, even 20 sponsors, say 10 super sponsors and 10 sponsors, or 15 sponsors in those areas, we might even be able to subsidize a small amount of costs in respect to transport. I mean, we don't intend to pay the entire amount for transport, because at the end of the day, people are going to be going in different cars. People are going to be doing this. People are going to be doing that, and we can't control that. That is physically impossible to control. The things that we can control at this point is accommodation, a place to set things up, and at least a relatively interesting atmosphere.
Yeah, and with that, whether we're gonna use a bar or not, everything is still depending on how many people agree that they're gonna go. And the distance is not that daunting. Bloemfontein, it seems far and everything, but it's not even a day's drive.
How much is it? Like 700 kilometers?
1,000.
1,000.
From Cape Town, it's 1,400 from Johannesburg.
Okay.
Yeah, to Joburg.
Yeah. We could always hold it in the smack bang middle in Koolsberg, where there's nothing.
Yeah, you see, now that's the other issue. Like, I mean, at least we'd have a small town to be in that wouldn't, or not even a small town. We'd be in a city.
Yeah.
We'd be in a city that is well recognized.
Lots of cheetah supporters, lots of those type of people.
Yeah, nothing. Look, I mean, at the end of the day, if you have it at, like, Koolsberg or in Johannesburg or in Cape Town, at the end of the day, it's very, very easy to get people lost. Bloemfontein is quiet enough on any given day to not get lost, to not get pulled over, to not really sort of, like, get really, really upset with outside issues, which is why it's that enclosed campus feel.
Lost in Koolsberg. That sounds like that movie. Wrong turn.
I mean, another sort of like small idea that I was coming up with over this weekend was the idea that we have like smaller convention type meets within our own communities, also to raise funds for the big meet.
That is maybe a good idea.
I mean, we have them over the December holidays. People from Johannesburg, if they want to go down to Cape Town to go to the Cape Town meet, or if Cape Town people want to go up to Johannesburg for the Johannesburg meet, but at the end of the day, they both feed into the South-Afrifur meet on specific pricings.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, you have, say, raffles and whatnot, and that's actually, like, I would love to have that as sort of like a backup in respect to funding, or outside funding actually helping as well. I know that a lot of us don't necessarily have the money to be able to do this, but which is why there's that payment plan.
No, which is not implemented yet. But there's enough about funding. I mean, it can become a boring subject if we talk about it a little bit too long. This I think will sort out and engage with people, and I have to actually be honest. I haven't engaged with a lot of fur meets and stuff recently. Just like one-on-one people that I've actually visited and whatnot.
So it's much the same here, because I've been trying to sort of keep it under wraps until we sort of did a big reveal and got people's input on the idea.
It's better. It's always better, and this is the thing: we need to actually sort out. We need to establish it, because when we actually bring something to the table, then everybody is. Then you can drag attention, but when we're still not sure what is going to happen, like I said, it's Bloemfontein, it's in the university, and it's we need 50 people. If you're interested, great. If you're not, then we hate you.
What would you guys think about making the meet longer, like Raccoon suggested?
Like for a week or something.
Well, more than just a weekend, at least.
Well, we can, but it's going to be difficult for people to plan leave right now. For I know most systems to plan leave on. If you're working for a large institution, it's on ESS, and you can only plan a year ahead, right? And other things is most people use all their leave up in December holidays.
Yeah, because it's forced leave.
Just as a question, are we plugging this for 15 or 16?
2016.
Okay, cool. Just a heads up then.
Yeah, 2016 will probably be.
There's no way that we can get logistics done by June, July of 2015.
Yeah, the same. We'll figure. I can't even get off that time, so.
Yeah. One of the other issues, obviously, with making a meet longer would be that the costs would obviously go up.
Yeah.
Mm.
2 nights is fine. It's 3 days. We can.
You could run it from Friday to Sunday, and then Monday drive home, Monday morning, which would be
3 nights.
Then it is 3 nights, which would obviously bump the price up to about 1.5 per person, 1.6 even.
And
yeah, again, these are options we need to consider, like when the university starts again.
And that's just the price to actually be there and be at a con. Then you need to understand that there's food and stuff that you need to buy in that time.
Not necessarily. Again, like I said, the price that I mentioned included food, 2 meals a day for 2 days.
2 meals a day.
Which means that 1 meal must be bought.
Which means that I'm gonna starve. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding.
We will prevail. We will survive.
You will eat. Well, I mean, and as Kane actually mentioned here, there is also the train option. And a train would probably be substantially cheaper than a bus.
I just had a quick look on ground site, and it seems to be about $500 each way to Cape Town.
By train?
By bus.
So an extra. By bus, so 1,000 rand. In total.
Alright. Something to consider.
But considering the Cape Town option, if you're willing to actually stay a little bit longer, I believe Ivic asked myself and Scratch to go a little bit earlier.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
then we're driving with 2 different cars, I think, if I'm not mistaken. If Scratch is going, I don't even know.
No, fuck you guys. I'm staying home.
We hate you.
Said like a true Cape Townian.
Yeah. See that? Yeah. Again, that's part of the rationale of not having it really near where a lot of people live, so that no one can take their ball and go home. Good job.
Ah, shoot.
But yeah, I mean, you and I can drive up together, Anpu. We'll decide.
Oh yeah, we can do that, and yeah, we're just gonna need to plan ahead on leave and stuff because we need to be part of the setup process and whatnot. Whatever.
I don't even know. I don't even know if I'll have a job by then to have leave from, but we'll see.
No, man, don't.
Okay.
Look so
above and beyond all this, we are also considering like seeing whether we can't get some sort of other setup in respect to outside donations and things like that. People who might be willing to help us from other sides. Yeah, if that's all they can.
Well,
yeah, exactly. And there's the other thing. Now, Rakuin says that people just want to show up for a day, but at the end of the day, I mean, that's just not feasible. I mean, oh, damn it! Come on.
If they want to show up for just a day, it's in Bloemfontein, so we can only, say there's about 5, 6, 7 furs that side that can only show up for a day. They won't get in for free. They're gonna have to pay for the entire thing. Sorry.
At the end of the day, it's not a free thing. It's not.
They can meet up with some of the other furs outside the complex, but at the end of the day, this is where it comes down to, is you're gonna have to pay for it.
Yeah, we need.
If you need it to happen.
Yeah, if we want this to happen, there has to be like a bunch of people committing to paying so we can cover the overhead, which is substantial.
I mean, the thing is that if you want to come in for a day, then you're traveling there for a day. But yeah, fine, cool. We limit the attendee pool, but we don't have that option yet. We don't have the amount of people in certain areas. We don't. And again, like I said, if you go to Cape Town or if you go to Johannesburg or Pretoria, people are going to get lost. There's traveling involved between one place and another place. And at the end of the day, the only people that you are actually benefiting are the people who stay there.
No.
The initial idea we had when we were doing the FurCons way back was to actually vary the venues off. We'd have one in Cape Town, one in PE at the time, and one in Joburg. And then repeat the cycle. It could be made to work, perhaps.
Our population count is a little bit too low for that, I think. And this is why I think it's good to have one central one. That you call something big and throw it somewhere. If you have the meetups in these places like that, it's gonna be just like normal meetups again. Instead of having one big one, like Ivic says, is people travel across America to join Anthrocon or MFF. Those type of meetups, and it makes sense because it's established as a name and not as a location. It's Anthrocon instead of the state's convention.
I mean, they have their own state conventions too, which everybody goes to for a day.
But they have the population to do that.
Exactly. I mean, freaking hell, Toronto has its own amount of furs that is bigger than ours by like 3-fold.
Not 3-fold, more like by 30-fold. Trust me, I've seen the numbers. That's just Toronto. I mean, Florida has more furs active on FAF than there are registered in our site.
It must be something in the humidity of the air.
So they have the numbers to do that, but we just don't.
Ish.
Unless we hold things like that and let people can actually see, oh man, there are actually people that do this stuff here. Let's check it out. It's maybe a little bit interesting. We have a lot of anime fans in South Africa. Don't forget that. We have a lot of people that's into anime in South Africa.
How big is that Venn diagram though? How big is the overlap?
I don't know. But you have to realize is that people want stuff.
One of the things. Can I just quickly try to answer? Hello.
Hello.
Hey. Yeah. Alright. We can hear you.
I'm just trying to answer Rakuin here. The thing is that if you hold it on either side, if you hold it in Joburg and then in Cape Town and then in PE, and you do that kind of movement thing, at the end of the day, you're also limiting your fur count. You're limiting people from. You're actually literally going, well. It's going to be 1,400 kilometers away. If you're going to go there, then you're going to go there. Who's going to organize everything in that side? Who's going to be able to do all of that stuff? Obviously, Johannesburg failed specifically because there weren't enough people who were interested, A. B, there weren't people who were committed enough to be able to do that and actually get all these people going. It becomes very, very difficult to actually understand that I mean, moving it like that, and at the end of the day, if you also want to look at Eurofluence, you're looking at Germany. Germany is 800 kilometers wide.
Yeah, and central as hell.
People from France can go to Germany without even knowing it.
And it's not that far by train from the British Isles.
No, they have that transport system to do it really quickly.
Yeah.
I would suggest that we create a series of polls on the forum, perhaps, where people can also express their views, the ones that aren't here tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a case of going home. We need to go big on this.
Yeah.
And
mean,
don't go
at the
home,
end of the day-
please. We want to.
Yeah.
We want you to not go home.
Yeah.
Go big.
Just go big. Go big with us. We will make it big.
I mean, I understand. I do understand what you're saying, Raccoon. Don't get me wrong on that. I do understand that it's probably better to be able to do something like that where it's moving from one side to another side. But at the end of the day, people are going to go and they're going to go, okay, cool. I've been to one.
Ivic?
I went to a meet in this place. And yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah,
can hear.
Can you hear me at
Lagging
all?
a little bit, we can hear you, yeah.
Okay. You've gone to this meet and you've paid your amount of money to go down to it, and it costs you like up and above 4,000 rand just to get there and back. And like it has to be feasible. And I think that a place like Bloemfontein campus, and again, I'm going to keep on repeating this, it's central, it's enclosed, and it's definitely feasible money-wise. I mean, if you're going to have something in the center of town, or in the center, or often, the issues that you have with something like Cape Town and Johannesburg is that you're either going to have it in the center of town, where people are going to get lost, or you're going to have it out in the bundus, where people aren't going to like it.
Yeah. The other thing is also it's much more established that way. And what I mean by established is when it's central and it's the entire country is then people can go, you know what, I have actually been to South-Afrifur convention. If somebody asks him, have you ever been to a convention? No, I've been to South-Afrifur convention. Yes. Right? So it's much more established, other than I've been to a meetup in Cape Town that tried to be a convention. It really goes around that population count. We need to change people's mindset so that we can actually start doing this, and
A yearly basis.
getting involved, that it's actually established as a thing instead of being a test run that's just going to be a tested thing. And we are going to, as a matter of fact, is the people, the sponsoring thing makes it a little bit different, but as a super sponsor, there's not going to be money made, there's going to be money lost in the first few tries, just like any convention at the beginning. So it's not like a sort of thing where people want to take money. It really it's a thing that we really actually want to do. So that in South Africa we have our own convention rather than people always saying, I want to go to Anthrocon because it's so big and it's so huge and everything. Now, I believe that would still happen afterwards because it is big and huge, but that people can say, yeah, I've been to a furry convention and it was fun because we met all the furs here in South Africa, and I've met a lot of furs and I haven't met one person that I really don't actually like. So,
and I mean, the thing is, what's also sort of a plan for the future is that if this does become established, and the more established it becomes, the more people from outside will hear about it, and the more people that hear about it, the more they might actually even be willing to come through. And they'll be willing to pay what they need to pay to get here.
Some
And
do
the thing
from
is that
the
if it's
US.
constantly gonna, if it's gonna move from Cape Town to Joburg and Joburg to Cape Town to now spread again.
If we want to attract people like from all over the world, we need to hold a braai on the Saturday, right, and feed them our food, and then they'll freaking come every year.
Yeah. But like go all the hell out, like freaking.
Scratch? Scratch? Oh, something is wrong.
I'm back. That wasn't me, I swear.
Yeah, no, that was me. Scratch, are you there?
Scratch is also out.
Something just dipped on my network connection. Sorry about that. The stream seems to be fine, but I just checked. I just received a couple of dropped frames just now, so something dipped on my internet.
I think take off the Pikachu.
Okay, yeah, it's in any ways making everybody insane. There, it's off. You're gonna need to. Oh, yeah, let's just dial Scratch again.
Okay, and just Alan Brahma as well. I mean, Valerian.
Sorry about this, South Africa. This is the way things work here.
It's...
We're all back at least.
No, Scratch is still dialing. I think I just had an internet connection dip right there.
Valerian, Inpw, is everything okay? So I should be able to speak.
Hello, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Valerian, what's your entire take on this? What do you expect at a furry meet? Let's put it like that. At a convention.
That is a very difficult question to answer off the top of my head. Since I've not actually been to a big con before. What I would expect to see is the things that you read about on Twitter, Facebook, etc. Panels that discuss certain topics, perhaps some sort of exhibition where artists can sell their goods, perhaps some sort of fursuit parade, perhaps.
A parade.
You know what? 3 people per parade. Yes, that's provocative. And everybody who's got tails.
I understand the point, but I think that one is a long shot because so few of us have suits. A furry parade, even, I don't think is such an epic idea because everybody would just go, "What the fuck? What the fuck?"
It could be indoors.
It's those people from CSI.
Perhaps we could potentially introduce the media to the concept in a good way, although that would be a long shot.
Yeah.
Well, we can. We just say, you know that guy from Nag magazine? Yeah, he was one of us, and then he left because he didn't like the other pictures that was drawn.
Victor.
No, don't mention names, dude. Oh, well,
Come on, it's a scandal in elk geval.
Right. But yeah, no.
Carry on, Valerian. Valerian, what I want to ask you about is what do you think this would be a feasible thing to do?
I think so, but we need to plan this very carefully, and we need to get buy-in from the locals. On paper it looks good, but if the people don't attend, then it's not going to work out.
The reality is...
One of the things that really killed the Joburg meet was that there were very few people that were willing to pledge funds ahead of time, and the venues that we had selected were expecting deposits to be made.
Yeah.
And people wanted to tell me whether they're coming or not on the day before the meet started. Because they weren't sure. People need to be sure about this quite a long time ahead of time, and I think that we must get right.
Yes, but that is the thing. That's why we need to engage. That's why we're doing this stream now more than a year ahead of time. It's because people need to understand is we need reactions already. We cannot. The organizers of this thing cannot sit and wait and have somebody say the day before the time, all right, I'm coming to the venue and whatnot, and then it's like, well, sorry, but we only have like space for so many people, or etc. etc. Yeah,
which is why potential cutoff date for payments and things like that is made ahead of time. We make the cutoff date somewhere in Feb.
Yeah, but
next year.
The cutoff dates is not something that I think is a good thing to discuss right now, because it kind of enforces people. It kind of forces people to say yay or nay, right? But there will be a cutoff date for this, and unfortunately, as like myself and Scratch just mentioned, is if you need to, if you want it, then you're going to need to pay for it. So I don't want to put this. We don't want to put this on a negative light at all, and that's why I don't actually want to talk about something like there being a cutoff date, right? We want to talk about it in a positive light the whole time. And
one of the other things is let's talk about organization quickly. I have a firm who's able to do banners for us already. She's also able to do the internet site for us. She's practically already set the damn thing up.
And apparently I'm DJing for a party one night.
You'll be DJing, you and Fernix, and the thing is that what I sort of intend is that you'll be sort of in charge of entertainment.
That is great, although I'm not always such an entertaining person. That depends. It depends on how much I drink.
Well,
is there still a lot of...
entertaining you get, so make sure that you're drunk all the time.
Yeah, there's still a lot of line logger on the counter over here. I'm looking at it.
I have a formula for it. Entertainment, right? It's the y-axis, right? And level of alcohol consumption is the x-axis, and it's something like 10x, right? Where it's gonna form a little bit of an asymptote there.
Oh, that means like, infinite alcohol equals infinite entertainment, which, as for time and time and again, I've proven to be not true. I do have a saturation point where I start just like crashing.
Yeah, but
down.
that's when you go over half pie, remember? But then it's like deep down.
But that means you have to discontinue when you start from like infinitely fun to minus infinitely fun, and then you consume more alcohol and then you get better. which I don't believe for a second. Sorry, Matt.
I think what we should be doing is limiting the number of attendees. Definitely. If we only have 50, for example, 50 openings, then we only have 50 openings.
Yes, but before we can limit number of attendees, it's a good thing to understand how much interest it gains.
One of the problems with doing the UFS thing is that they have a minimum attendee limit of 50. I believe.
Yeah, but I think that's our minimum attendee limit as well.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
But the thing is, if we can only gain interest from 30 or 40, then that might be a bit low.
Yes, we're gonna have.
We can make sure we can make an arrangement. For the amount of attendees. It's just that we'll have to make it ahead of time.
Yeah, well, like I said, this has to be sort of... how long before the time can we tell them, like, listen, we need the venue, like, end of this year, quarter way through next year?
When I sent through the email, she gave me dates.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could easily book that. She gave me dates. She gave me a quotation. She did everything that was necessary.
Yeah.
She just didn't know what we were about.
The only problem with that is that very often these sort of places work on a first come first served basis, so that if somebody else holds a large event there, and we book later, then we might not actually find space.
Depends on who it is. I mean, if it's some sort of golfing association, I will kick their ass out of there personally, one by one.
Dolphin association?
Golfing.
Golfing.
I fucking hate golf. Quote me on that.
Wow. Okay.
No, I'm just saying, like...
Hey, we should play golf on the Sunday.
I will use your spine as a putting wedge. Sorry, I get really worked up around golf. Yeah, we just need to organize this at some point. Like, we need to have. I think, if I can be so bold as to say, like, by mid-year, possibly October this year, we need to have like a rough estimate of how many people are going to come. Like people who can straight up pledge that they will put down the money for it, and then work around that estimate plus or minus 20%.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, we need your interest, guys. The people that are listening into the stream. This is more than a year and this is a year and a half in advance almost. If you really want to actually go and you can set your mind to it, right? Then it's easy. It's not that big of a deal. It's a very short time. It is not even that much amount of money. There's places that you could stay in freaking Mossel Bay out of season time that costs more, right? Per night, okay, and
and that doesn't involve food or.
And starting now, it's $100 a month.
Not even entirely, but yes, you have a point there. It's like $100 a month. That is not. It is not big money for something that everybody complains about. We want to we want to go to a convention, or need a convention in South Africa. Where's all the big meetups? Right, this is what we're trying to organize. Is a big meetup, a nice big place where we have a convention. People can get stuff. People can say they've been to a convention. We can hold a party. We can hold a braai that I said. We can hold a. There's gonna be art. We have some artists.
Granted that we have the initial buy-in.
Yeah, of course. Granted, we have the initial deposit or whatever.
Yeah, and all those things needs to come together, and when the people want to do it, you can do it. And I think, I don't know, Ivic, is there space for anybody else to get involved with the organization of this thing?
There's a lot of space for people to get involved with the organization. I mean, there's a lot of things that we need to do if they actually, work along with things. I mean, we need to do...
Who's running panels?
Organization. Okay?
Who's running panels?
That's a nice to have. I mean, there's the idea of having nice to haves and the idea of what could be done and what can't be done. And the thing is that, I mean, for panels, for people from outside, for everything like that, we need money.
We have so many artists in South Africa, actually. But the idea is just to actually get them to get people's get people optimistic about this thing. That is what we need, and then we can actually hold that with the amount of artists that we have here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. People need to sort of, I don't know exactly how we will showcase that stuff, but
print it. I have a printer.
Yeah, I suppose, but I mean more along the lines of would it be like a sketchbook kind of commission kind of thing? Like you give them a sketchbook and by the end of the evening you have something like doodled in it for a few rand, or do you commission full things for a higher price? I mean, yeah, these are questions.
No, but
I think the best to do there is to actually ask that sort of questions of the community itself at large as well.
Yes, because it's going to be their decision on what they want to do.
Exactly.
Of course.
So why don't we draft up for the initial moment a detailed forum post with our options, some suggestions, and then let's see what suggestions people come up with. If necessary, we can create a separate part of the forum for this. That's not too hard for me to do.
Yeah, we can do that. The other part of the forum, our part is just called South-Afrifur Pawdcast. There's not another section. We can do that. What I think, the first thing you said is a poll.
I'd actually suggest a series of polls, more than one at least, about different aspects of the meet or the convention.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have to have something like that.
There is, if I have a quick look at the forum, there is the regionals area, and the regionals does have a whole of South Africa. I don't know if that would be appropriate to post it in. And then we must just advertise to people to go there and say their say.
Yeah, but how are we gonna work together to actually build a poll like this? We can do it now and then let everybody listen in, but
No. We need to first of all set up a convention committee that would basically be responsible for running it and creating the polls and so on, and they should meet on a fairly regular basis.
The organizers of the convention at the moment, I think it's mostly you, Ivic, and I don't know about Raccoon. Right?
Well, Raccoon's in Germany at the moment.
Why are you in Germany? Jeez. Working.
Yeah.
I don't know. The committee is probably. I don't know if I'm actually that involved with everything, because most of these ideas were actually communicated to me, and none of it actually comes from me.
What also sometimes happens with things like this. This is not just conventions, but things like this is that committees tend to grow and shrink, where people get pulled in for limited time sometimes to give their opinions and then to get past a certain hurdle. Yeah, Raccoon is in Austria, not Germany. I was thinking the same actually.
Wow. All around the world.
Austria is close to Germany, so...
Oh. Right.
And he doesn't necessarily have a travel itinerary that I can just check. Just putting that out there.
But what I can do for you, I think what I should do is let me create a separate part of the forum for this, and then what we'll do is we'll eventually, once the convention is over, we'll merge it back into one of the other forum topics.
What about this? This is actually a good idea. Each section that everybody runs, now as Ivic wants to make me the entertainment type of person, I'll set up a poll for that.
Yes.
Right? And then each guy that is going to be sort of involved in this type of thing can maybe set up their own poll and ask the questions of what do you think is a relevant thing regarding this. Right, but the first thing is we're going to need to do is I'm going to first need to maybe chat to you guys maybe offline and check, right, it's Friday, this and this and this date, we're planning on maybe doing this and this and this, let's ask the crowd. We're planning on doing this and this and this, let's ask the crowd. Well, the other thing is just the finances. We can set up a poll in regards of that. How many people, but you set it up in a way, how many people will be willing to drive? How many people will be willing to take a bus? How many people are interested in a South Africa convention in the first place?
Well, that'll be the first question.
Because that is the main thing that we want to get. Is we want to get people interested.
We'll need someone with a fairly good writing ability to write up basically to promote the idea.
We have an English lecturer here.
Yeah,
he might very well be the right guy.
Have you seen how eloquent my emails are?
Have you seen how eloquent mine were?
Dude, I'm classy as fuck.
Mine is just overly complex, and that's why many people ask me to send an email, because if they want to be very vague, they ask me to send the email because I would complicate the living crap out of everything and send it on.
Well, we can set up a Google Doc between the three of us then. Because at the end of the day, it'll be the most pretentious thing that's ever been said.
Most likely, yeah.
I can help advise, but I'm not entirely in a position to organize it.
I think there's a lot of people that have advice to be given, but don't want to actually be involved or cannot be involved in the organization as a whole.
Which is fine. I mean, they can be on the advisory role. That's absolutely fine with me, so long as it's not overly negative.
Yeah, people, please, we don't want like everything that can go wrong, because
we know everything that can go wrong.
Because you can end up with talking about the tornadoes in Bloemfontein that might hit us, and I'll just be like, You don't want to go.
You just go away. We don't need that.
Shall I create a sub-forum under regionals? Or do you want to something completely different?
Regionals, you know what the thing is that I don't like about
People
regionals?
don't check regionals that often.
No. Remember, for everybody that uses the forum, please use the new posts button.
Yes.
Right? Then you can see all the new posts, by the
Or
way.
unread posts when new posts goes.
But the thing that I don't like about regionals is locked to people that is not logged in.
That is intentional.
I know it's intentional, but the thing is with this, is it intentional?
The reason for that is
There is locations given away in the regionals.
Yeah.
and
But I
phone
was
numbers.
actually thinking maybe a different sub forum would actually be best, so that people from outside who would also consider joining the ZA1 site.
See,
Would
there is actually a con
See.
being arranged. That is a thing. And if we say, I don't know, maybe now that I'm actually talking about location, the convention is at a location. But if it's an established convention, I mean, you can search up the location for Anthrocon if you're not a furry. You understand? It's not a big deal.
Pittsburgh.
It shouldn't be a big deal, as long as people just know that it's public. I don't know where we're going to set it up. Maybe under...
There is actually space on the host. We can set up a subdomain under ZIFur if necessary, or a web page on it. That's easy enough to organize.
Which
We
is
just
one of
the reasons that it's not been done yet is because we tried to have web pages ZIFur other than the forum before, but we could never find people to actually run them, to manage them.
Does anybody know what Raccoon's talking about right now?
It was
What's it
listed
saying?
on Wikifur's list of conventions, and it has a Wikifur article.
Yes. Raccoon, please post us the link for Wikifur again. You did earlier in the chat. The South-Afrifur is actually listed on Wikifur as
I know
a
that.
ongoing convention.
But it's not an ongoing convention. It hasn't been running for 4 years. 5 years now.
Nobody ever cancelled it.
Nobody ever planned it again.
This is the reasons why we actually asked around to use this name for the podcast, by the way. It's because we knew that it actually existed.
Yeah, it was no official cancelling of it. No.
Just so that people know, is we didn't steal the name. We I think, who was it? Was it you, Ivic, that actually asked around if we can use the name? And the whole thing is the podcast is not something big. It's just part of a planned integration of all these things, right? So the owner of South-Afrifur probably will still stay the owner of South-Afrifur. Who was that? The Mouse?
We decided on the forum when we did these. The initial meets were called. There was a different name for them. I can't remember them off the top of my head. But then we voted eventually, and South-Afrifur became the name of the convention that we were planning, in essence.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that was about where this name comes from. So, in essence, it really partly belongs to the forum as in its extended parts, and partly to the community. It was called South-Afrifur. That is it.
South Africa. That actually still works. Well, but no, we're South-Afrifur. It makes more sense.
And it's to an extent, choosing the name was kind of intentional.
Yes, that's what I was
because-
trying to get at. It was kind of intentional to integrate it with the whole thing now.
Not to mention, I mean, like that was the exact reason why we started. I still started from the beginning when we actually spoke about this event at some point. Is that the lead up with South-Afrifur as a podcast was to get interest in South African furries again, to get interest in from people from the outside, to get people to begin to understand that we do in fact exist, and then eventually lead it towards becoming a big South African con.
Sounds like someone wants to say something.
No.
I'm
Sorry.
Well, like I said, is if we can get the sections of the forum created,
I've started already.
we'll post the polls. We'll get some interest, and I'm sorry, Raccoon Valerian. If nobody replies, I'm gonna bump it.
Go for it. I'll bump it too.
I want those things when you press new posts, it's gonna be there. The polls.
We'll bump it once a day. One of the things that, and you know what, this is one of the reasons why, and I'm going to explain why a website would actually be an interesting idea, is that, I mean, it's obviously like all conversation and things like that from the website would be linked directly towards South-Afrifur. But at the end of the day, if you're able to push from a website to a forum site in regards to visits and things like that, and say instead of calling it the South-Afrifur like website, rather calling it like South African Fur Con, and then know that the actual name is South-Afrifur. Because the thing is that when you have South African and furry and things like that, people search for that. And at the end of the day, when you look for South-Afrifur, not many people look for the word South-Afrifur.
But hold on,
nobody knows
a second. I don't know about your position, but there's reasons why I never started running a forum ever on my own, and that's just because of the issues with running that. You're not talking about a forum, you're talking about a what's-its-name site.
A website, yes.
Yeah.
We can host a website on South-Afrifur on the domain, on the server.
Okay. That's great.
It is possible. I will speak to Annoyer Mouse about it, but I don't think he'll have much of an issue with it.
Yeah, that would probably be just a main page with, I don't know what the payment methods you guys are going to use, maybe a PayPal link or something like that.
I still need to pay in for that.
And PayPal, you can actually set up a contract. Like it just goes automatically off. I know that. You can actually do that with PayPal. One account is going to be controlled by 3 of you guys, isn't it? The guys that's in charge of the financing, right?
Can you guys quickly have a look for me on the forum, please?
Looking now.
Let's see.
Where is it? Conventions 2016 discussion. Found it. Good. There.
Where is it?
Sweet.
On the bottom.
Oh, okay. South-Afrifur Convention. So you created a whole new thingy for it. Whole new domain thing. Okay.
Where is moderators? There we go. And for now,
right, I'm gonna have to now think what I'm gonna have to ask. It's... Yeah, thanks a lot, Val, that is perfect. That's also accessible if you're not logged in, so that is one of the things.
Are there any other questions coming in from the stream?
Nothing much.
No, we haven't received a lot of questions. Oh, we haven't received questions at all.
Alright.
Well, we can start off this and get a little bit of an estimate of how many people are willing to go.
Yeah.
And that is what we want. We want that estimate so that we can check if it actually can happen. Look, if the numbers of people doesn't meet what we want to do, we'll probably I don't know. We'll probably resort to going back to the more local meetups and stuff still, right? But I think we're gonna maybe do it in a more organized way, if I'm not mistaken. Because unfortunately, like Ivic says, we need a minimum of 50. If we can't get that minimum that goes, then unfortunately, it probably can't happen.
Yeah. I mean, that's understandable. If we want to host something big like this, then we need enough people to attend, and we need like enough just money to lay the foundations for that.
Yeah, and if more people attend, it might become cheaper.
Yeah, that's a thing as well. If we can sort of preliminarily, if we can say for now, like those people that are willing to join us at a cost of somewhere below like 1,500 rand or something like that. Then
I'll post it on my broadband. Everybody there already knows I'm a furry. I'll fucking post it there.
fuck, let's see who joins.
Maybe some people, some heavily fucking furry come and say, ah.
I knew it.
Yeah, maybe.
I still hate you for that.
What?
Oh, I knew it. That was kind of
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, you were staring daggers at me for a week.
I'm still staring daggers at you.
That was one of the most interesting topics I created on a non-furry website, is the Ask a Furry topic. And what I actually got was a series of very positive responses. Instead of, there was just one person that said, no, he doesn't understand it, right? And it is kind of interesting. Two people was like, what the hell is that? And then the people are just like, you don't want to know. Good. But it's really different when you actually do this directly, but it's a site that I actually don't care for a lot. So it's really interesting the reactions you get from people, and a lot of them gave there was mixed reviews, but probably 80% of it is really positive, by the way, just so that people understand. Some people are always against, why do people hate on furry so much? No, they don't actually, it's just maybe on the internet you might find that. But it's, or if you search for it, if you go and type in Google, I'm searching for a furry hater, then you're gonna find furry haters. You're not gonna find whatever else.
I kind of think since it's still sort of new in South Africa, that, or not new, just not very widely known. That there
It
won't be
is,
so
but
many
I
haters
believe
out there.
when you're online, when you're part of the internet community, everybody in the internet is sort of on the same level with technology already. Everybody
Yeah.
knows what the hell is happening in other countries and whatnot. If we're talking about technology that isn't here, I can already tell you, you know what? In Amsterdam in 2004, they had 20 megabits per second DSL lines. So you know about it. It's not rocket science. It's the people that is not on the web. That is the people that don't search for anything. Right, those are the type of people that really are a little bit locked in their own reality of how things work.
I've been speaking to Snowdragon for a little bit. He's talking to me on IRC. Now, I mean, I know that he mentioned Beaverlack a little bit earlier, and one of the issues, or one of the things that I'd actually like to speak about in respect to that, is that that would be a great idea for a mini CT meet. He's talking about like really cheap sort of. I mean, it is fairly cheap, and that's the other thing. I mean, like, and it's really close to Cape Town apparently, and that would be a good a good sort of push from both sides that we're all actually, we're semi all in on this. I mean, then what would be cool is that we have representatives of the main sort of contingent of people who are organizing for South-Afrifur.
Who is the Cape Town representative?
Leeward.
Okay, but Leeward hasn't really attended a lot of the meets. Okay, well, she's new, sorry. Or not new, but newish. So, I'll probably get in contact with her again as well, asking her whether we can hold something this side.
Yeah, we need to do something like that again.
Apparently it's in Piketberg.
I don't even know where that is, and I live here.
Piketberg is about an hour and a half's drive away from here, more towards Northern Cape-ish side. It's like Mount Risberg, Piketberg, Citrusdal, and then further up towards Ceres.
Okay, but that's a little bit far, right? I'm thinking a little bit of something more like Cape Town. Cape Town is fun because a lot of people live in the Belleville areas around here, right? Then some people live in the Brackenfell areas, and then some people live in like Rondebosch, those areas. So having something at Canal Walk always attracts a lot of people because it's kind of centered for everybody. Actually, it's not centered, it's off to one side, but everybody knows where that is.
That's true.
Yeah. But again, not everybody likes a public venue as a meetup place.
Yeah, I know, but we're not talking about a convention when we're talking about a meetup place in Cape Town.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in Cape Town, nothing is private. That's one thing that I freaking noticed since I moved here, is people here they leave their
Nosy as fuck?
Yeah. They leave everything open, the gate, everything, and no one cares. Not to say Cape Town bad, but it's just because I'm used to kind of enclosing myself, eh? Locking fucking everything, having to have like a bush of keys to get out of the house.
Well, I mean, you didn't go to Wolfriz's meet, and Wolfriz's meet literally had there was a group of people across the road having a braai, and they just randomly joined in.
Nice.
Hey, that was cool. Did they actually know what you guys were?
I'm pretty sure that one or two of us mentioned it. Plus, they also went inside Wolfriz and Anoimouse's house, and I mean, the amount of furry paraphernalia in the place is enough to. So long as I didn't go upstairs. I know that there's some stuff upstairs that might not necessarily do what it needs to do, which is stop the stereotype.
Yeah.
Well, no, but it's like I said, it's that entire topic of getting other people engaged in the fandom. It's not as weird as people actually think.
Yeah.
There's a lot of this drive in the people's heads that people are gonna you're gonna be persecuted when you tell anybody about this. They're just like, oh man, that's cool. I also like this and this and this, but I've seen this and I don't like this and this and that. So
I mentioned it to a student on Friday. I was wearing a wolf howling, and then I was wearing my pendant as well. And he's like, "What's with all the wolves?" My first answer was, "I like wolves." And he looks at me and he's like, "Oh, why?" And I was just like sitting there going like, "There's a website you can go to."
Oh shit!
What is
guy, man.
.co.za.
Okay, but at least nothing like heavy bad is exposed on the website just for a person that looks at it. You need to request additional access to get.
And even then, some things are banned.
Yep.
Yeah, but in the end, this is what we want. We want people's interest, and we want everybody to join us in the trip to actually get this done. Or how can we go on a journey to get this done? That's how I can actually say it.
It's a fun way to say it. I actually agree with that sort of sentiment. Is that it is a journey. It's going to be an interesting trip. It's going to be one of the very, very interesting trips that I've ever taken in my life. I know that much. I'm fully committed to this as much as I possibly can be. And the thing is that
if you want me to DJ, I need to pay 7,000 rand to fix my mixer.
Lol. No.
We all have to make our sacrifices.
So I think I'm gonna freaking go out and buy another cheapy one.
Yeah, why not? Or the thing is that, again, if this is in an outside bar that we have to sort of do this at, then they've probably got a mixer there already. I have one in mind. It's the, and Scratch hasn't been to it, which is awesome. It's the Mystic Boot in Bloemfontein. That's the closest bar in the area.
Oh, then I need to ask you guys what type of music you listen to. Oh shit! Then I'm gonna have to play Ivic levels. I promised my mixer that I'll never torture it like that.
You know that I'm an 80s boy, right?
Yes, that I have a lot of. So don't worry
Yay.
about that.
But don't play the generic 80s music. And
No,
if you're gonna
no,
if you're
I'm
gonna
not-
play 80s music, you've got to play like good 80s
Dude,
music.
I have like a proper playlist with like a whole bunch of decent 80s songs on it on my Groove Shark. I'll share it with you guys at some point.
Hey,
How do you do?
who
Do
here
you
plays
do?
guitar, by the way? Who do we know first that... But I'm not talking about like that has a guitar and plays it now and then. I'm talking about who can play actual good guitar.
Nope, not me.
What?
No.
What guitar?
That can actually play guitar.
I can pluck the strings in a sort of semi good way.
Because that would actually be cool if I could actually hook up like a cool guitarist and we can jam a little bit. Eh?
I fool around with like 2 different
Songs.
runs. Not even songs. I don't even play songs. I just play runs.
Oh well. No, but it's a concept. But like I said, is we have a lot of music. And I have a lot of music that I'm allowed to play. That is the
Because
main.
you're actually
That is a fun thing. Is we can actually do these things and keep it on a legal level.
yeah.
Which just made me like to get in contact with Samurai. There's a lot of music that I actually still want.
Yeah. Any case, so guess we should probably cut it off at some point. Valerian, thank you so much for joining us. By the way, I mean your input is actually always very helpful.
Yes.
Which is why I'm constantly talking to him about this. I am pretty sure that he by now is extremely annoyed with me for doing it. Like, I would go into IRC and I would like talk to him, and the first thing that I'd say is, "So, I have this idea," and I'm pretty sure at some point he just goes, "Oh God, why?"
Honan says he can play guitar if I give him songs to practice. I'll give you tabs. I will send you tabs. It's not overly complicated. I'll send you tabs. Cool. Anyways, yes.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that like I have this feeling that Valerian would get very annoyed with me eventually.
Why?
Because I continually talk to him about nothing but like furry related things.
That is a weird thing. When you and I met, we actually didn't talk about just furry stuff. We actually didn't talk about furry stuff at all till we got really drunk.
And
Well,
that
I
furry
did
stuff-
consent to give you my Skype ID, so
No, I'm just gonna like bother you everywhere. It's like if it's not Skype, it's Google, and if it's not Google, then it's IRC, and if it's not any of that, I will find you. I will throw all of my ideas at you.
Yeah. But anyways, I think we're gonna call it a night. Myself and Scratch will probably sit here this side and figure out what roles we're gonna take and what we're gonna start asking the people. Just for a short while, because it is Sunday night.
Yeah, bed and gym tomorrow.
And if it's humanly possible, I want to try and fit in a round of Lords of Waterdeep with my roommates.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So.
Yeah. I can't see the chat, so I can't do I'll do the outro.
I'll do it. Anyways, let me actually just check here. Okay, my internet is... It's saying chat connecting. Okay, there it is. Thanks for listening. I am someone else. And as always, Raccoon, Titan Reaper, Honan, I'll send you the tabs and stuff. Kane, thanks for joining us. And Snow Dragon, that's Kurok if I'm not mistaken. Is it him?
No, that's
No.
not Kurok.
I think that's the second time I make that mistake. But thanks anyways, Snow Dragon, for listening in. And we'll see you next time on our podcast. And please go on the site a little bit more frequently so that you can check the polls. Because it's gonna start up, definitely by tomorrow I'll have mine done, so. Alright.
Cool.
Cheers, everybody.
Cool stuff.
Cheers,
Alright,
guys.
cheerio. Bye-bye.
bye.